It should be toddler way. Hi, guys.
That should be a thing.
Happy day 7.
Are you counting the days?
Day 7. Well, yeah. Why not?
Because we're going to be doing this forever.
But then it lets them know that we've done other days.
It's going to start to run as, welcome to day 384. No.
We thought we would also give a little special shout out because our YouTuber people that follow us are 3 subscribers.
3 subscribers? Wow.
Hey, I have like 650 or something.
That's impressive.
Always get the Facebook Live, so we're always talking about Facebook, but we have YouTubers who follow us too, fellow oily people who love oils and love to just hang out with us and our crazy stories.
Yep.
So, hi.
I feel like we get the people who can relate, like the real lifers. Is that a phrase that should be?
Well, sometimes we're too much real life. So, today we're not going to share about a specific oil. We've been covering the oils that come in the PSK for you people who are in the know. And for you who are not in the know, it's the Premium Starter Kit. So we've been covering the 11 oils that come in that.
If you are interested, definitely the biggest bang for your buck and has pretty much everything that you would really need to get started. There are some awesome special other blends, but really if it's in there, you're on your way to a good and better place.
It really is perfectly designed to get you started with oils. And you get a diffuser. And how pretty is that?
But then if you're like, very pretty desert mist diffuser, awesome. But then if you're like me and you played Pokemon when you were in your teens and you just got to catch them all, then all of a sudden, like, these little gems, you're just like, I just want more.
And Young Living, they tricked me with these little labels. Is anyone else out there like a label addict? I love to label all my oils, and this little set of labels makes me just want to have them all.
Yep.
I feel like I need to put a label on everything. So anyways, I thought maybe we would share how we got started with oils.
Yeah, we could share that. That's kind of a good story.
I
wasn't even there. I was on a cross-country ski trip up to the cabin. We have a cabin somewhere located between Bernie and Lassen. And I was with who was I going
older
with?
It
was
our older boys. Our 2 older boys. Hi, Jennifer. Our 2 older boys, Chris and Matt, and you guys went on like a cross-country ski trip.
That was the one with Birch,
and left
though, right?
me. Yeah, Birch was there too.
Yep. So Birch.
Anyways, our other family members.
Yeah.
And I got left home
with the toddlers.
With little babies.
Who decided to massively tank on their wellness level.
They were already tanked.
Yeah.
Sawyer was about 2 months old, and Isaiah was almost 2 years old. And they were so miserable. You know when, like, the kids, they just can't even breathe from anywhere? It's like their chest, their noses. It was like misery.
It doesn't matter who you are either. Like, seeing a 2-year-old suffer is just like...
Or a 2-month-old.
2-month-old, yeah.
For all you moms out there, you know that little ones, there's very few options that you can give to them to help them. Yep. One thing, they're little, and for another, there's just not a lot of safe options.
And even if they are, like, safe, it's like, man, some of it, it's just like, you look at, like, what they do to, like, you know, organ systems in the body, and you're like, I just, you know, better to suffer it. But.
Yeah. So I had miserable babies. I'd actually looked into oils like a year before, and I was like, Josh, I want to do oils.
And
he's like, okay.
What?
Snake oils.
Snake oils.
And
Voodoo magic.
I was like, and I want to get this kit from Young Living, and it's awesome.
And I was like, hold it right there, babe. I can align your chakra right now. Just go with it. Chakra line.
He shut me down because he's like, you can get the same thing on like Amazon.
I had the dumb. I had to know. I was speaking without knowing anything, and yes. If you're a husband out there and you are in that place right now, shame.
Shame.
Do your research.
I didn't know either. I had no idea. I think the thing about oils is there's so much that's like, there's so much information. There's so much good information. Yep. There's so much bad information. So I love Facebook, but sometimes all those crazy posts that we like to share all over the place, they're not always accurate. And so it can create this like fear of essential oils, which kind of makes me laugh now just for myself because I was kind of nervous about them. but I was giving my children all these other things that had this long list of side effects. But I wasn't questioning that. I had no problem going to the pharmacy or going to Target or going to wherever and just picking up anything that said, you know, decongestant or helps with sleep or whatever it was.
You know what it was for me too? Like part of the change, and for the people that are like really logical medically, like the science. Like I'm a person. I like the science. I like the things. One of the things that I think that really opened my eyes was that the medical community, the scientific community, has a huge bias against alternative forms of medicine. Now, whatever your thoughts on that are, set aside. But the amount of research on those alternatives is tiny. So it's like having a bias against something that has not been studied because large companies that make money don't want those options. They're not as profitable. And so, but to take a bias against something when you have tiny amounts of research, and then when you start looking at the research, yes, a lot of it anecdotal. And I would say that for me, it was really our experience and the successes that we have, my own personal experience, the experience we have with our young kids when they were in that place that really sold me. It wasn't a fact-finding thing. It was a experience of use. And so I think that's one of the hard things when I talk to people and I see myself in them and in that just critical nature of like, look, like, give me the facts. It's like, yes, but here's the problem with that is there's no money in finding those facts. So a lot of the research hasn't been done, but there has been. Like, you Google frankincense and the big C word and you will find there is evidence. There are studies being done. There have been studies, good, legitimate, double-blind studies in the medical community that say, hey, this is a good thing. Same with a lot of the other oils, lavender, copaiba, tea tree. You know, you want to talk, there are studies showing. Now, they don't show the broad things that we talk about in the support, but they're there. And so that was just sort of an aside for the people of that mind. To be biased against something with tiny amounts of research,
he's on his soapbox.
Not good. I am. And it's against myself. I was that person. And, you know, it's kind of funny. Once you get past it and you realize that, you know, I was critical, like, you want to sort of free people from that, right? Isn't that?
Yeah. And just misinformation, because on the opposite side of testing is, and I didn't realize this at all, is that there's a lot of really bad testing out there. They're testing essential oils that aren't really pure. And so they have other factors in them, whereas for Young Living, you're getting 100% pure essential oil. So some of those tests that get passed around about animals or cats or people with citrus oils or whatever, like, they're not using them smartly.
Jennifer's asking about the oil safe for dogs, and you're holding it in your hand.
And then just the quantities that are tested, like, you really have to take the time to read into these studies.
Yes, that's the thing is information is like, so you can bias information. So like, yeah, you know, if you were to chug 55 gallons of peppermint, that would be a bad thing. So if you take a rat and you like introduce it to like 20 gallons, like, here's 20 gallons of peppermint, we're gonna like forcibly insert into you. That's not gonna be good. And there's so many studies like that. And I like to think that most scientists are good, ethical, moral people that want to go after the truth. But you look at the people funding the study. Sorry, I'm off my box. I'm out. I'm sorry, babe. I'm totally on my box again. It's the college student in me just like, grr.
I let him on his soapbox, people. I don't know if I can bring him back.
Yep.
So anyways, what we realize is there's a lot of really great information. There's a lot of really bad information or just misinterpreted. It's taken and it's not always explained correctly. And then it creates like fear tactics. And you guys, there's so many things out there that are like that I could go on about forever. But for us, it's been such an amazing, just natural approach to so many things that come up in our family, whether it's wellness, whether it's emotions, whether it's just, you know, digestion, whatever, you know, that's what we've been talking about each night. And just, yeah, so many things. So.
And that's not to say that there isn't like good or like that other approaches don't have their place. Like the medical community, thank God that there are surgeons out there. Thank God that there are loving nurses and people who care and want to heal. Like there are great doctors and people who have hearts to heal, and that is all great. And you know, if I break my leg, I am going to go to a doctor and get a cast. I'm not gonna just rub on the peppermint and hope it.
You mean if
this will work? Compound fracture.
If you break your leg, I can't just put a bottle of lavender on.
You know what you could? It would be good and probably very relaxing. But I should probably still go get that like reset and some titanium pins put in. But
okay, I think we get super serious because we're super what's the word?
Passionate.
Yep. About oils. We truly believe that they have amazing powers for all people, pets included.
Yes.
Pets included. In fact,
puppies.
I have kind of a funny story.
Probably not your goldfish. Do not.
I'm going to take us to a different place. I have kind of a funny story. Our little toddler, for those of you that know us, know that our little guy struggled for a season with just some different food things, behavior, tantrums, all sorts of craziness. And we kind of try to control his diet. We're not always the best.
And
but
if you've been there as a parent, we get that.
We still get a lot of meltdowns, not dealing with new things really well. And so we've been trying to get him to go to class in church for a while now. He is the child that his number pops up every single time.
It's like
every time.
Oh, there it is.
There he is. Yep. It's only been 2 minutes.
Yep, 2 minutes in.
And he's not the kid who's just unhappy. He's the kid who's standing in the middle of the room screaming like someone's trying to murder him.
By the way, neighborhood, thank you for having awesome childcare church workers. Thank you.
So
we appreciate you.
I decided to try something because I was reading about a certain oil blend, and the funny thing is it's actually it's for animals. This one is actually the Animal Sense line from Young Living. It's called Tea Away. And so, Jennifer, you were asking about oils that are awesome for maybe occasional stressors of your pets, maybe when you're traveling, fireworks, loud noises, thunderstorms, whatever it is, being left at home. This right here.
Or if you just have an anxious pet.
So we have a little puppy that we also like to love.
A little toddler puppy
who doesn't always do new things very well. And we got him to go to class 1 week, and then the next week we got the magical number that popped up.
Yep.
And it hit me that we did not apply oils about 30 minutes before we left for church. We were running late. We were getting behind. Hey, we're oily people, but sometimes we totally neglect doing the thing that we know works.
We fall short.
And this bad boy right here, Tea Away, we put it on the back of his neck. We put it on his wrists. And we have him breathe it. In fact, when we drop him off, he smells like a little oily toddler. And it's amazing. It's amazing to see the difference from the day that we forgot and he was not having it, did not want to go, was terrified. And then the Sunday where he was doused in oils. And we didn't really do anything all that different. We had the same conversations about going to class, how fun it was. And there really is.
Yep. So there, anecdotal evidence. Three times. Oiled, made it through. Not oiled, didn't make it through. Oiled, made it through.
We'll test it some more and let you know.
Yes, we will.
But we have this amazing body that works really naturally with oils, and it's just really cool to see.
Yep. If you are using this, I think the important thing to remember is for our four-legged, dog friends, their smell receptors are 1,000 times more effective than ours. Use in moderation. You don't want to
this is already diluted.
It is, but you can smell the vetiver, and it's pretty.
Does this have vetiver in it?
Well, it's blue. I thought it had vetiver. I figured it had vetiver.
Okay, you guys want to know? It has tangerine, lavender, German chamomile, frankincense, valerian, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, ylang-ylang, sacred sandalwood, orange, black spruce, geranium, davana. Oh my gosh, there's still more. Helichrysum, hyssop, Spanish sage, coriander, blue tansy, patchouli,
blue tansy. That's what it is.
Bergamot, rose, lemon. My goodness,
it's the blue tansy. Sorry, I was thinking vetiver.
Goodness, you guys, this is
tansy.
This is like a page.
It's the blue oil. Anyway,
of oils.
Awesome oil. But yes, definitely respect your four-legged friends' senses.
It's actually already, I think, pretty pre-diluted. And for your pets, you want to
like,
apply... For pets, you want to apply, like, on their collar. Like, it's just the oils that are strong.
But I mean, you know, that's a good... I like the smell. It's a good smell. But imagine that times 1,000. Like, I would just... Don't apply it anywhere. I don't know. I haven't read the dog thing. But
Josh doesn't always know what
don't
he's
apply...
talking about.
I would not apply it directly on the dog's face. Like, you know, around the collar. Like, they have a strong oral factory. They will smell it to the intense. And I'm sure it will be good.
Anyways. Sorry, we're getting off track.
We should probably look into that.
Well, no, it's anyways, it's designed for pets.
But do we know a puppy use VitaFlex points?
Yeah, you don't want to apply on their face. You usually will do it like on their collar, maybe their fur that's back behind. Lavender, peace and calming.
Put it on the dog's like tail or butt, and then the other dog goes in for a smell and gets.
Here's the thing. That's another one of those things that got passed around about pets and cats and dogs and oils. It's important to know your sources, and you want to only be using 100% pure.
Yes.
So I would only recommend using Young Living. The other thing is that a lot of those are the quantities that you use, and pets are very smart, you guys. When you use oils on your pets and they don't like them, they will let you know. So it's always good to kind of let them smell from your hand first and do like a test. If you diffuse around cats, always give them an out from the room so they can leave. And there are a few to avoid.
We're not going to use cedar wood on you.
Anyways, we're getting super off track.
We didn't have a track. So
we didn't have any track.
We can't get off it because we never had one.
This is our Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. Who knows what's happening?
All sorts of good things are happening. We're hanging out, real life.
Anyways, guys, if you have any questions that you want us to answer, this could be like a random Q&A. Post them below, and we will come back and see what they are. Because I know that I had like a bazillion million questions when I first started with essential oils, and I think I had my friend on like speed dial.
We didn't finish the story. So our two youngins, I'm away and out and about, fancy free. You are at the very last end of your sanity, and poor small children are just in such a bad way. And what did you do?
Well, Josh had vetoed the oils.
I had.
And since he was gone and I couldn't get a hold of him, I vetoed his veto. And I took the reins, ladies, and I put on the pants and I bought the oils for my friend. And I, gosh, within like a matter of 2 days, and you guys, this had been like a couple month thing that we kept getting like on the unwellness roller coaster. Within a couple days, it was like night and day. It was crazy. It was the first time I had ever seen something I had used on my children work so quickly and so naturally. And then I think I told Josh that I got a special deal or something.
And honestly,
I lied a little.
For any of you husbands that are on the like, well, that was kind of disrespectful, like, you know, like path. Okay. Like, if you marry this woman, it's because you love her, you trust her, and she is your, like, awesome helpmate. Like, sometimes I don't always hear wisdom, and she has to, like, you know.
Isn't there a phrase called mother knows best when it comes to the kids? I mean.
And, you know, I am now on the other side. So I, you know, always have this space to be like, maybe I don't know everything. It's always good to remain teachable.
You don't, honey.
I don't. You know, I used to know everything until I had kids.
I was an awesome parent until I had kids. Right? You know everything until you're actually thrown into it all. Anyways, so the rest is history.
Yep.
And then we just kind of started using...
Works great on our kids. Yes, she might have, you know, not been totally fun for, but she came for it eventually. And then there was the incidents, you know, where I was below the wellness line, and then oils came in and saved the day there. And after that, you know, evidence be darned. Like, if it works, it works. So
the best way to get your man on board with the oils is either to the pan away on those aching muscles, or if he's having head tension and crying like a little girl,
or so that you don't have to wait for that, you just reach for those marriage oils. And any guy who isn't sold by that, Anyways.
Oh, we use oils directly on our little ones, and we diffuse.
Yep. So, like, today, before church, when Isaiah... And they know oils. They love oils. It's actually really awesome. Like, sometimes Isaiah will, like, you know, needs something, and he's like, hit me.
Sawyer
but a little bit, like...
comes
right
up
there.
with his wrists, and he's like, oils.
Right there.
Yeah, our kids ask for them.
A little bit behind the ears, back of the neck is always great. Especially if you're just applying topically, like your basic Vitaflex points are just good. But yeah, that's sort of thing. Is like he looks like he's asking to get arrested. He's like,
hit me,
Daddy, here.
Hit me with the oils. With kids though, you do want to dilute like a tablespoon to 1 drop.
Until you find out like their levels of sensitivity to it. So. And
I always recommend starting slow and low, especially with diffusing, because oils want to help just naturally detoxify your body, and so you just want to start slow. Yeah. Because that's another thing too is reapplication. I think that like we are used to like the hope that one pill will like fix everything for like ever. But with oils, because they are volatile compounds, like they enter our system, they react, and then they dissipate, and so you have to use them sometimes at a higher frequency, especially if you're trying to support a very specific system or address a very specific concern. Then it's not the same thing. It is, our bodies are designed to process things through us, and so actually, no, not gonna go on that soapbox. Anyway, just frequency. So like think like sunscreen, apply and then reapply. Like so, like Panaway. You know, think about a bottle of Advil or something. You can only take it like every 6 hours. If you overtake it, it can be really hard on your system. So you could end up being back in discomfort before you can take more. Whereas with oils, literally... Hit me again! Hit me again! You can just keep applying over and over until, you know, you find a good place or the discomfort goes away or whatever it is, especially if you're treating like something where you're below the wellness line. You want to be applying like every hour, every 45 minutes because your body processes so quickly. Yep. And then, you can't like overdose on oil. And that is, truly one of the great things because like, you know, like take like a insect repellent, you know, that has like DEET in it, like a chemical that is just not good for you. And like, you can argue that, but look at the studies. DEET is not good. Citronella though, you can roll yourself in, so you can bathe in citronella. You're not gonna harm nothing, like, and it is effective. Shows effective. There's studies out there proving that it is effective. Well, I would even use our outdoor annoyance spray, Josh. Yep. I never said. I would use that on our littlest members. Whereas, like some of those over-the-counter bug repellents, I would be very, very cautious about using on anyone in the family. Yep. So I love the oils. I don't even think about it. I just make sure that things are diluted properly, they're applied properly. Obviously, we use our intelligence and our logic and our parental instincts with oils, but you guys, like, it's just amazing to be able to use things on our kids where we don't worry about the side effects, that we can empower ourselves. We're not dragging them to the doctor's office all the time. There's so much that we are able to address from home. And as a mom, that is so priceless in my opinion. I feel like we're going to call this Soapbox Sunday. Soapbox Sunday. It's going to be a thing, guys. It's totally going to be a thing. I was like chewing on that in my head. Soapbox Sunday. I feel like we're super serious tonight. But that's the truth. I felt so helpless as a mom with these little ones that I couldn't do anything for them. And even as a woman with hormones, with emotions, with the occasional stressors of being a mom and family and all that stuff, and just so many things, I feel so empowered. I literally go and I get out my reference books and I do my own research and I'm like, oh, these are the oils that I can try. And then there's always the backup of that modern medicine. There's always those amazing doctors that can help us when we can't, but we do so much just on the front end, and I love that. I love that we are empowered as parents. Yep. And as husbands, like being able to reach for that stress away, the pan away, and just like be able to, you know, soothe some of those things both ways. Or as a wife, when your husband's, you know, miserable and you feel like there's not much you can do, I feel like there's so many things I've been able to help with. Anyways.
Yep.
That's our Soapbox Sunday.
That's Soapbox Sunday. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us and bearing with us. If you have questions, please ask. We are, even if we don't know the answers, we will be totally honest because we don't know everything.
Yeah, we know this much compared to how much you can know about oils. There's so much to know. But I love that there's so many resources and information out there.
And we're real. I mean, we've tried things that have worked for other people that didn't work for us. We've tried things that work for us that don't work for other people. Like, I mean, that's part of being... That's why the community portion is so important, is because, honestly, you got to figure out what works for your family. So... Yep.
If you're watching the replay, say hi. Ask questions. Yep. And have a great rest of your Sunday, you guys. And we'll go back through and see if there's anything we missed that we didn't answer.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.